Hello and welcome back to another video from the Luxygen world of billionaires, luxury, and mega projects. In today's video, we look at yet another incredible skyscraper mega project. We'll take a closer look at the proposed Tokyo Tower of Babel and what it would look like if it were to become a reality. The Tokyo Tower of Babel is the world's tallest projected structure to date. It was inspired by the biblical Tower of Babel, a structure that could reach the heavens, and was first proposed in 1992. With as many as 30 million people living in this area, this Tower of Babel would reach a height of 10 kilometers, with the primary function of population support. It would be mostly composed of steel and would take around 100 years to finish, costing 3 trillion yen or $27.218 billion. It was quickly discontinued due to its enormous size. But even if the tower were built, how long would it last in the absence of people? The Tokyo Tower of Babel, which was built on land, rises 10 kilometers into the sky, with several of its floors serving many roles. It's not subject to the same level of corrosion as the Shimizu Megacity Pyramid or the Exceed 4000 because it is on land. Its design, which is mostly made up of suction cup-like structures on land, connects to the upper levels, which link to the higher floors, all of which are kept secure by a large, wide support in the center, providing excellent stability for such a tall structure. For the time being, it is the world's highest skyscraper. But how long will it remain so? The floors were mostly used for housing and commercial reasons. Thus, 1 to 3 kilometer sections were meant for offices and hotels, while the 3 to 6 kilometer floors were designed for education, administration, and pleasure. The top part is for space exploration and solar energy, while the bottom part is for industrial, experimental research, and base facilities. Parking, power generation, and power plants are all housed underground. The Tokyo Tower of Babel is still turned up after 5 days due to the additional energy accumulated by people, while most other skyscrapers throughout the world have gone dark. Despite being energy efficient, the structure itself confronts numerous obstacles. The upcoming earthquakes in Tokyo could harm the tower, as well as possible fires and storms that could damage the tower's supports. However, because man no longer controls the skies, it will not have to worry about accidental aviation collisions. After a month of survival, the tower is already experiencing issues. Because the tower only barely reaches the top of the troposphere, being taller than Mount Everest, the tallest parts of the tower suffer collisions from asteroids or space debris falling down to Earth, as 10 kilometers up isn't enough to have space junk or asteroids orbit the Earth. Fortunately, asteroids only collide once in a lifetime. When they do, however, the tower faces the possibility of the falling portions colliding with the rest of the structure below. Strong winds high in the troposphere could also break the windows above. Without human intervention, the generator is now malfunctioning. Power plants have begun to shut down on their own, without the assistance of humans. How long would the solar panels be able to keep the Tokyo Tower of Babel running without a single source of power? The Tokyo Tower of Babel has remained remarkably untouched over the months. Despite the fact that many of its windows have now broken, the structure itself has been relatively unscathed. However, as the inside of the tower becomes more exposed to the natural world outside, the natural world is beginning to infiltrate the structure. Plant life, as well as a variety of animal life, infiltrate the lower levels. Birds rest in the floors of the building that are a kilometer or less high. They may begin to adapt and live higher and higher up the tower over time. When a huge earthquake strikes Tokyo, some of the steel-made suction cup constructions are damaged. Although this won't help much right now, it will help in the future. Meanwhile, numerous residences, offices, educational and recreational establishments are being targeted. The interior is being ravaged by the powerful winds from above. The odd typhoon that hits the area flood most of the floors, even the higher levels. The highest areas of the land, however, remain protected from the typhoon's wrath. That space is set aside in case an asteroid or other space debris collides with the tower. The tower is still powered, making it one of the few sites on Earth to remain so. The solar-powered panels, on the other hand, have run out. Even though it is at a greater altitude, it still takes time to become dirty and is occasionally impacted by falling space debris. The Tokyo Tower of Babel eventually goes dark in less than 5 hours, making it the last site in Tokyo to do so. Many of the houses, as well as many of the research rooms above, are starting to fall apart. Nature continues to encroach on the Tower of Babel in Tokyo. The steel framework is corroding, as several of the first-floor apartments have fallen apart. Slowly but steadily, the steel will begin to corrode, destroying much of the tower's structural support. However, for the time being, the tower is in good condition. Suddenly, a 10-meter-wide asteroid collides with the top of the tower, demolishing a large portion of both the fading solar panels and the Space Development Center. Despite the fact that much of the top half was demolished, the upper tower has not yet reached its breaking point. The years have worn out all of its windows, and the lowest 1 kilometer has fallen victim to nature. The lower levels of the Tower of Babel are ravaged by a big tsunami off the coast, demolishing the remnants of houses and parking that ever existed there. A large number of the suction cup-like devices have now disintegrated. Except for a few sections of interior that remained, much of the inside has been demolished. Since an asteroid impacted it many years ago, the top piece of the tower has finally come apart owing to gravity. For the time being, the steel is able to keep it together, but it will soon fail. Rising water levels in Japan have begun to threaten the tower, which will most likely shorten its estimated lifespan at this point. Steel orbs on the lowest level have deteriorated to the brink of collapse. Plant life and floodwaters have corroded the steel to the point where it now falls to the waves, unable to maintain its shape. The tower is ravaged by a typhoon, with lightning striking numerous elements of the structure, forcing them to break apart. Despite its size and design, the Tokyo Tower of Babel will not last a millennium in its current configuration. Despite the steel deterioration, plant life has managed to protect the steel under its roots and leaves from the elements for a time. Although the top regions are protected from the waves, they are not safe from the asteroid's descent. As it collides with the higher layer, another section falls, eliminating nearly a kilometer of height and significantly decreasing the Tokyo Tower of Babel's stability. The core has begun to crumble as well, albeit at a far slower pace. How much longer can the world's tallest skyscraper withstand earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, and asteroid collisions? Because of heavy corrosion and rising water levels, the Tokyo Tower of Babel has been clinging on for over 750 years, with much of the steel peeling away from the center. Only portions of the once hospitable rooms and sections of the tower remain, each attached to a tall, wide metal rod. Now, a massive earthquake destroys the last of the tower's supports, causing it to topple in one of history's most spectacular collapses. Any nearby surviving buildings, such as the remains of the DIB-200 and the Green Float, are destroyed by its massive collapse. Both the Shimizu Megacity Pyramid and Exceed 4000 are damaged by the tower's collapsed remains, although both are still standing. The once highest structure ever proposed, the tower that attempted to reach the heavens, has now reached the ground and is stuck to corrode away, eventually disappearing. What do you think of the Tokyo Tower of Babel? Do you think we'll ever see this mega project stand tall in the future? What do you think is in store for Japanese mega projects in the future? Please let us know by commenting your ideas down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you learned a little bit more about the Tokyo Tower of Babel. Please join us again for another Luxygen video. To stay updated to our newest videos and content, please hit the like button, smash that notification bell, and subscribe to our channel. We hope to give you more videos in the future. Until then, take care and see you in the next Luxygen video.